Hearing beautiful, solid feel. I think it's a tie.
I'll consent.
Look at the trigger of the Walter Terrace first. Ounces. Then second, third pull, 3 pounds, 0.0. The length of the first stage pull only. It doesn't adjust second stage travel or weight.
I think I got you beat then, because I can adjust the pull on the first and the second stage. I can't adjust the weight, but I 84.6. How far the pull?
Okay, well, let's test the sound level.
So the Gammo is putting out a high of 84.6 decibels.
And the Walter Terrace puts out a high of 84.1 decibels.
So they're about the same.
No, I win. I clearly win this round. I think it's a no contest. The Walter Terrace wins round 3.
Now, and just for consistency purposes, you're going to be doing all the shooting.
Lucky me.
Let's head to the range.
Lead-free pellets. The magazine's really easy to load. You just drop the pellet in there, give it a little spank on the bottom to get it to seat. And we're going to put in 5 pellets.
I think you guys supposed to be shooting those guns at that range. That's so embarrassing.
And you just pop that right in like that. Break the barrel. And this gun's been shooting pretty well on this rest. So we're going to give it a try here. Straight off the bag.
Why are you wearing goggles, bro? There's nothing, no shell coming out. These feel like I got so many of those. They're basically taking the video, rewinding it. Oh, that's not even him. That's not even him anymore. They're just looping the video. There's no music. Right next to it. TVCO2 Brazil.
I'll just talk to you later. It's not a big deal.
This is the one that you said it was a 73, 74. It's a daisy.
Boa noite, pessoal. Vou apresentar para vocês
That's the orange
a
too.
Daisy Powerline 35. Ela é uma carabina multipomp. Ela usa esfera de aço.
I want to sell this house.
Why does it say TVCO2?
When Tark and I got divorced, I kept the house. But it's really too big and it has a lot of baggage. And it's
4,5mm ou chumbinho 4,5mm. Com esfera de aço, ela vai a velocidade de 625 pés por segundo e no caso de chumbinho, 600 pés por segundo. Ela é super compacta, ela é pequenininha, ideal para criança, 16, 14 anos, mas até adulto pode usar ela, isso não impede não. Ela ela deve pesar aproximadamente 1 kg. Não pesa mais que isso não. Tá? Mira, alça de mira, 50 esferas aqui. Trocou o chumbinho, ela, por exemplo, uma bombada, ela já dá o tiro suficiente. Ok? Caso queira uma potência maior de 625 pés por segundo, é simples. Basta puxar, destrava, ok? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
This is for
7,
adults, not even for
8,
kids.
9, 10. É o máximo. Mais que isso você danifica a
Oh,
sua
no,
espingarda
no,
de pressão.
880S.
Ok?
Oh
Deu
my
10
God,
bombadas,
that's
coloca o
all
chumbinho
this is.
ou a esfera de aço, fica a seu critério e pode dar o tiro. Pode ver que ela não faz barulho. Não dá coice, não dá nada. É ideal
So
para
why
quem
they
quer
act like the
iniciar.
35, which is
Né? Não
inferior
dá
to
coice.
the
Eu
880? They acted like the 35.
aconselho
It was 35
para qualquer pessoa, para mulher,
Oh, they're going.
para criança.
They set me up.
Ela tem uma
They set me
ótima
up to get that.
precisão, super
Oh, wow.
compacta, leve. Eu adoro essa espingardinha, eu acho ela muito linda. Eu tenho uma Powerline de uso meu 901, que é um pouco maior que essa aqui e um pouco mais forte também. Mas
Hey guys, it's Outdoors here, and I'm going to do a review on my dzpower35 Mossy Oak Breakup Infinity Camo BB gun and pellet gun. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to show you how to take this thing off safety, or on safety. Right now it's off safety. When it's red it means off safety, and then when you shut this, and then you basically pull this down to the sight, hold down the bolt, and pump it 3 times. Come on. It's hard doing it with one hand.
Okay, I got the dzpower35 out today, and what I'm going to be doing is shooting downrange here at 15 yards, right in the living room. Okay, I got the dzpower35 out today, and what I'm going to be doing is shooting downrange here at 15 yards, right in the living room. So there's my pellet trap back there. A couple things you need to know about the dzpower35 is when you're putting a scope on here, you want to make sure that you don't tighten down these bolts too much, because this is plastic, so you have to be careful of that. You want it snug, but you don't want to go too tight. Another thing is this scope is kind of overkill. This is 3 to 24 by 42 scope. So this one's kind of an overkill scope, but I'm going to be using it today. When you're pumping the dzpower35, I see a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll pump it really fast. And what you're doing is when you pump it really fast like that, is you're not allowing all the air to get inside the rifle. If you pump too fast, it's going to change the velocity. So when you're pumping, you want to pump slow and evenly. And what I do before I start any shooting session is I look at that rubber seal by that felt pad there and just make sure it's got a wet look to it from the oil. If that rubber seal has kind of a wet look to it on the rubber seal, then I just keep it like it is. And if it looks like it's going to get dry or something, I'll just put like 1 or 2 drops on there. That's all I use. So, and one more thing I wanted to tell you. When you go outside, there's going to be a temperature difference. So what you want to do is when you're outside, you want to let the rifle get used to the temperature that's outside. Because what will happen is if you sight it in for 15 yards inside here, and then you go outside and you wonder why you're off, it's because of the temperature. The basement here is about 68 degrees, but outside it could be up to 80 today. So that's a big difference. So the scope is going to move on you. So when you use it outside, what I would do is I'd let it sit for a while. That would be a good idea. Okay, the pellet I'm going to be using at 15 yards is one of my favorite pellets for any rifle or any gun that I have. These are 10.34 air arms. They're longer round nose pellets. These are similar to JSB 10.34 grain. When I tried them both, they're almost the same, so I don't see any difference in them. Now, the thing about the DZ35 you have to understand is it's a smooth bore. So anytime you have a smooth bore, actually I call it a rifle just because of the way it looks, but actually it's a smooth bore, so rifle means rifling, but oh well, we'll call it a rifle anyway. So anyway, back to smooth bore and pellets. What happens with short pellets is when they go through the air, because they don't have a twist, since they don't have any link to them, they can tumble. So when you get a pellet like this, these 10.34 grain, and you look at them and you compare them to other pellets, they're a little bit longer. My favorite are the silver arrows and the silver point pellets. Them are 11.5 grain. Them work the best in this model 35 here, but I don't have any right now. So I'm going to be using these 10.34s, and these work pretty good. So what I'm going to be doing for you is just, I'm going to warm this thing up, and then I'm going to shoot some groups with it. And, you know, just kind of see what we can do at 15 yards. And I'm going to try, maybe say like 3 pumps. We could go for that maybe. Whenever you're doing testing, you want to make sure, if you're doing science work on this stuff, you have to put it through its paces, like try 2 pumps, try 4, try 5, try 6, until you get your pellet to work at whatever distance you want. So anyway, but I'll be showing you some shot groups here in a while. The way I do shot groups mostly, I don't always do this, but I like to do, say this was a rifled barrel and it had a clean bore in it, you would have to foul it up a little bit sometimes for some pellets to get accuracy, because some pellets are picky and they want fouling, and then other pellets don't want fouling. So you have to find out where the equilibrium is as far as how many pellets you have to cycle through it to a point where you start getting your accuracy. So for example, you'll start off with some air guns with rifled barrels on a clean barrel. You'll start off. Okay, got the DZ8080 out today, and doing some shooting on these Bayman Silver Bears. Okay, got the DZ8080 out today, and doing some shooting on these Bayman Silver Bears. These have been around forever, for decades, but they're reproduced by other companies called different names, and like H&N has their own version, so does Daisy. But anyway, about 7.1 to 7.2 grains, very fast pellet. It's kind of a mix of a pellet. It's kind of like a dual pellet because it's a wad cutter, it's a hollow point, and it also has a little bit of tip right there. I don't know if you can see the tip on that. So it's kind of like a pellet that they designed that can do everything.
Today we're going to take a look at a generational collection of Daisy air rifles, better known as BB guns. You can see some very familiar configurations in the lever action, the pump, and a pneumatic pump. These guns have an age of 18 years or older, the oldest being 60 years old. And we'll start with it. Down here at the bottom is a number 111 Model 40. This gun was manufactured in Plymouth, Michigan. It's been in the family for some time on my wife's side, actually from new. It has had a refinish on the wood. Look at it, there is a break in the stock. Thousands of hours of fun. To empty it, I usually keep it empty. And actually in the safe. As you can hear the BBs roll, I did have this thing out shoot